Hi, let me start with this little introduction.
Okay, so I'm going to stitch your video, and I'm going to address the things that you said in this video. First, let's talk about eating biblically clean, right? And you assumed that the woman that you were commenting to, the sister you were commenting to, you assumed that she was a Messianic Jew. The Noahic covenant, there were no Jews when Noah and when Jehovah made the Noahic covenant with Noah, the Rainbow Covenant. So clean animals went onto the ark by sevens, unclean by twos, because had they eaten unclean animals, they wouldn't exist. And then Noah made a sacrifice of a clean animal to Jehovah, and it was a sweet-smelling savor unto him. And he put the rainbow in the sky, and he said, I will no longer destroy the earth with a flood. So his end days judgment is by fire. So if you understand that his end days judgment is by fire, and you go to Isaiah 65, it says that in their vessels is a broth of all abominable flesh, and they eat swine's flesh, right? And he's going to destroy them with fire. That's end days judgment. And if you go to Acts 10 and you read Acts 10:28, where it talks about Peter says, Jehovah showed me that I shall not call any man uncommon or unclean. You don't get to add your interpretation to Peter's vision. It was a vision. How was he going to rise, kill, and eat? But you have to understand that unclean beasts in the Old Testament, that was what it was referred to as Gentiles. So yes, you have to eat biblically clean. And it's not just for Jews. It was given to the entire world. The Noahic covenant was given to the entire world. It was never done away with, ever. And swine eaters and those who eat unclean flesh will be destroyed by fire in end days judgment, simply because you don't take the instruction of Jehovah. Now let's address the name of Baal, being Jesus. I'm going to go to Jeremiah 7. We're going to go to the prophets, and we're going to read. Because Yeshua tells you in Luke 24:25, he says, "O fools and slow of heart, to believe all that the prophets have spoken." So I'm going to read Jeremiah 7:8. "Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely?" So basically he's saying, are you going to break the 10 Commandments and burn incense, which is an idiom for prayer, unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not? And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do these abominations? In this house, which is called by my name, and become a den of, in this house which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, saith Jehovah. So since when do non-believers and Baal, what you think Baal worshipers are, go into his house, and say that, yes, we can break the 10 Commandments, and we're delivered to do Christmas and Easter and pagan holidays, and we're delivered to eat pork and abominable flesh, but you break the 10 Commandments? Because if you go back to Isaiah 65, right, what I just talked about with, swine eaters being consumed with fire in end days judgment, it also says that they hide behind the trees and altars of brick and behind every green tree, and that's also in Jeremiah 3. So Jeremiah 7 is telling you, are you going to break the 10 Commandments and come in my house and burn incense or pray unto Baal, i.e. Jesus, and say you're delivered to do these pagan abominations? Now let's go to Jeremiah 23. So in Jeremiah 23, it says, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter my flock, that destroy and scatter my sheep of my pasture, saith Jehovah. Therefore thus saith Jehovah God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings. Let's skip and go to all right. So Jehovah's talking to the house of Israel, which is now the Christian church. He says, I have heard what the prophets say that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed a dream. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, and their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. For Baal. How many believers do you know prophesying, saying, Baal told me the rapture was going to be on September the 23rd. I have a word from the Lord. I have a word from Jesus. It's Baal. It's the name of Baal. Hosea 2. Now, Hosea 2 is talking about the second Exodus, right? And in Hosea 2:2, because you addressed a cross necklace, which is a graven image, which breaks the Ten Commandments. And you said you were working on your personal relationship. You have a personal relationship and you left religion, which is great. You left religion. But there's no personal relationship with Jesus mentioned in the Bible. Because it says, he who saith, I knoweth him, and keep not his commandments is a liar, and there is no truth in him. So he who says, I have a personal relationship with Jesus, and keeps not the commandments of Yeshua is a liar, and there is no truth in you. So Hosea 6, let's see. For I will take away the names of Balaam out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, with the fowls of the heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword in the battle of the earth, and I will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. So, what believers are calling on the actual name Baal? They're not. Because even in Jeremiah 23, it says, in the latter days you will consider this perfectly. He's going to take the name of Jesus out of your mouth. Because Jesus means nothing. Iesus means nothing. Yeshua means salvation. In English, his name is Joshua. So, during the second Exodus mentioned in Hosea 2, he's going to take the name of Jesus out of the believers' mouths. And this is in the latter days. This is end days prophecy. So what's that name that's coming out of their mouth? Jesus. That's the name of Baal that's spoken about all through the prophets, that causes his people to forget to keep his 10 commandments and forget to keep his true Sabbath. That causes his people to think that they can break the 10 commandments, which is his standard of righteousness, and stand before him and say, oh, we're delivered to do these abominations. We make it about Jesus. No. And in the second Exodus, he's taking the woman in the wilderness who is found in ignorance, who's held in ignorance because she couldn't hear the truth of the watchman, the truth of Jacob, the ones who Jehovah raised up and turned iniquity away from to warn the Christian church of their destruction that's coming, because they don't keep the 10 commandments, and they prophesy deceits and they prophesy lies in the name of Jesus. The name of the Messiah is Yeshua. In English, it's Joshua. Joshua, son of Nun, and Yeshua have the same Hebrew name. It's not the book of Jesus, it's the book of Joshua. If they remove the name of the Father Jehovah from the Bible over 6,800 times, what do you think they're going to do to the name of the Son? By no other name under heaven shall you be saved.